Well, the weather's gotten a lot nicer. I think it's 70 degrees right now. So I got the vans uncovered, pulled out. You guys have seen this one. It's my 97 LE. That one's been in the background before. That's an 02. But today we're gonna look at our 93 Dodge Grand Caravan, also an LE. It is it's got gray with the two-tone black around the windows. It's got the lower molding all the way around. It has 15-inch painted steel wheels with chrome trim rings and center caps. It's got a white tailgate on it. It is not factory. The original one was hit here and it was kinked in, which was not that big of a deal, but then I shattered the glass trying to get the wiper arm off that was froze. So we picked that one up at the scrapyard, I don't know, a year and a half ago, something like that. Anyway, I still haven't put the badges back on it. And honestly, it doesn't look bad. If we painted the roof white like the 90 has, it honestly wouldn't look bad at all. Like, I'm not even lying. This van, believe it or not, this is a Minnesota vehicle. It's been in Minnesota its entire life. The rockers are good all the way around. The doors are good all the way around. It's not rotten down there. It's not hiding under the trim molding. You know, the doors are good. I think I've got brand new, Douglas tires on it all the way around. The only spot that's got a little bit of rot is down here. Right there, in that corner. The rest of it all the way up is mostly there. A little bit of surface bits back there. This is the only hole right there, which I have this patch panel to put in it to fix that. Otherwise, yep, front rocker is all present. So, yeah, driver door is there. It's a very, very, very clean body vehicle for a Minnesota car. And that is because it's only got 163,000 miles. I bought it, I think it had 153 or 55,000 when I purchased it. So I put about 10,000 miles on it, 8 or 9 or 10, something like that. But it's got gray interior, gray seats. This seat's got a tear here. Otherwise, all the other seats are in great condition. It's got second row bench and third row bench. The headliner is in okay shape. The only bubble is that back piece, and that was because I was driving it when that window was blown out, and I came into a rainstorm, believe it or not, and it sucked the foam off the back part of the headliner. This is a two-piece headliner, so in theory I could replace that, which I have a piece that would fit, but it doesn't look that bad right now. Like, it pulled pretty evenly, to be fair. Yeah, the front headliner is A-okay. It's got the overhead trip computer and power rear windows. It's got power locks, power windows, and power mirrors. We've got the Infinity sound system in here, as you can see here and there. This is not the factory radio. I think this radio is out of a 92. The original radio was the newer style. It had all the, I don't know, they weren't square buttons. They were more circular, round. I like the look of this radio better, but the other one was bad. We've got an ashtray that has got a bunch of fuses and pop tabs and miscellaneous bits. Mountain Dew can. I got tools. This stuff right here. This is what I've been putting in the vehicles when I put them away for winter. It's like a, I don't know, like a natural mice repellent. This stuff smells fantastic. Not only does it seem to keep the mice away, it makes your car smell fantastic. I think they're good. They say they're good for like 90 days. Anyway, they work for the whole winter. Yeah, balsam fir oil. And then plant fibers and stuff. Anyway, that seems to work. Got some floor mats down here to kind of protect the carpet. Bunch of miscellaneous stuff. This is a spacer for mounting the strut towers. There's one on this vehicle that's it's got a crack in it, like right here and here. So I grabbed this guy at the scrapyard for the next time the struts had to come off so I could replace him. I don't know, you want to hear it run? It's got cruise control. Ooh, let's see. We got music. Plenty of oil pressure. This motor makes really, really good oil pressure. We're charging. Half a tank of gas. We're cold. I did have it running for a minute here. I moved it around. Door jar lights are only warning light. But it runs pretty good. I had to replace this latch. Mine broke. I think it's pretty common that they break. Got a really nice grill on it. Headlights are pretty good. Front is clean. There's no dings or anything in it. Honestly, there's not really many dings. There's one in that door right there and there. But the body's clean. It's really clean. I think we're missing, yeah, one trim. What is that? Wheel trim. Trim ring. And the previous owner, well, the previous owner was deceased, but the previous owner's nephew said when they had taken it to I think a transmission shop, they had lost the trim ring or whatever. I think they had it at a shop for a couple different issues, which I'll get into here in a minute. But they lost the trim ring, and they swore up and down they didn't. But this guy's got a 3.3 V6 in it. We're about due for an oil change, it seems like. But runs pretty good. It's got a new alternator in it. That was the first thing I had to do when we bought it. It died rolling onto the trailer because it wasn't charging. But what else do I got on here? I did the upper and lower intake on this vehicle. You can see how nice and shiny and clean it is down there. It's got a new fuel pressure regulator. This fuel rail, I mentioned this previously, so this fuel rail was leaking. And this is the repair I made. So we actually cut the, I don't know, the swivel piece on this side above the exhaust. And it is threaded with a 90-degree fitting there. And then this has got fuel pressure hose with a fuel pressure fitting. And then it's got some like fuel rated sealer and pipe thread there when it was threaded in. Anyway, that seems to work. Other than that, I think it's, I don't know, most of this as I got it. Runs pretty good. But I think I paid, I don't know, like $600, $700 for it. I think it was $700. It was advertised as needed transmission work. Now the story on that is somewhere around 152,000. They said transmission started acting up, and so they took it to a shop, had it looked at. I think the guy said it needed a transmission. So I think they parked it around 2014, if I remember. I think the plate said 2015 on it, so they'd registered it up and through a certain point in 15, but it was parked in 14. And that was the end of it. And I got a hold of it in the end of December of 2021, I want to say. So it was parked for a good 7 years. But put her in gear here. As you can see, we go forward. But if we put it back, we don't go anywhere. It doesn't have reverse. But it's got all forward gears. Believe it or not, this would be the second van I own that does not have reverse gear. Now, I could take the transmission out, I could rebuild or replace it. Or I could just drive without reverse. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal, really. You just gotta be cautious where you park. Either find a spot where it will roll backwards, or park where you can drive out. I haven't had an issue with it. And I mean, like, the transmission will, like, kind of roll back on flat ground, but not like dirt. Like, it has to be like tarmac or cement or asphalt or whatever. But I've got a transmission for it if and when the rest of it goes, but I have a feeling it won't. And I know that because I've got an 05 that the reverse gear went out at 210,000 miles, and that van currently has 314,000 miles. So if this transmission makes it to 263, I will be very happy. If it makes it to 200, I will be happy. So far it's made it, I'm pretty sure I bought it, it had 155, so it's made it 8,500 miles. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, what do we got in the glove box here? It's packed full. That is the blinker relay, the original blinker relay. I had this fail on me, and I had a hell of a time finding one. It's not like, so, you know, all the relays down there on this vehicle are the same, except for the blinker relay. So I was doing a good bit of research online, finding one. I found one in like the Twin Cities metro area, and it was in like St. Paul or something. So I was able to find it and put it in. I think it was AutoZone, but is he up here? Or he might be under the engine. No? Yeah, he's up there somewhere, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he's up there, but that was fun. Like I had all my lights, I had my hazards, but I do this, and I had, that's the relay. You can hear him clicking. I did not have that guy, and I did not have that. So, but I believe the flasher relay, if I can find the flasher button on this, I don't even remember where it's at right here. I believe that relay is different, if I remember correctly. Anyway, what else has it got? This is driver power seat. It does work. I think it's got a cassette holder down below the cup holder. If I get it open, I don't know. I don't use it here. Yeah. Ooh, apparently I do use it. What do I got in here? Ooh, a Rock Auto magnet. Bunch of receipts. I got one cassette in here. And then we got a glove box under here. It's got a rag in it and some oil. So I got its tarp in here still. And I got a foam mat down there. I think it was at the junkyard, so I needed something to hold it, put all the stuff on. Yeah. Well, this says it's 64 degrees. This one does have fuel mileage. All the goodies. It's got power mirrors. Yeah. It's a pretty cool ride, I think. And it's a clean one at that. Oops, that must have popped out. Okay, fix that. I have that piece. It's like a plastic vent cover that goes here. I have it. Actually. Let's go pay a visit over here. Told you I had it. Oops. Come back here. Pulled this out of that 94 a couple weeks ago. So how does this clip in? I think we hooked the bottom in. Yep. So these two hooks, we hook that in like that, and then we push up, I guess. Yep, so it goes up or in and then up. I don't like that. It does not feel like that's gonna stay. Huh. It's weird. Maybe this is why it was gone, because it didn't want to stay. Let's go with that for now. Let's try that. Anyway, look, all better. What else we got here? I believe we got the original fuel tank, leaf springs. That is the original exhaust, as far as I'm aware. That exhaust clamp is doing nothing. But yeah, it's pretty clean under here. Like, there's paint all up and down there. See this right here? It's still there. Paint's kind of coming off. So what I got to do is I got to grind that down and then kind of paint the outside, and then I need to fill that rocker with fluid film or something, so it doesn't progress any further. But the actual, like the whole structural part is like phenomenal. We've got new rear shocks up there. I believe it's got new drums on the rear, and all new like hardware and pads or shoes. I got a full-size spare I put up there. And the front brakes are all new as well. I did flush the transmission fluid, and I believe that's a new pan on there. Oh, and it's got the ball joints, tie rod ends, all that good stuff. These struts on here are new. I didn't put them on. They had a shop put on around 150,000 just before the transmission went out. So we must be getting warm now. Look at that. We are up to operating temp. Spin that water pump a little faster. Yeah, look at that. I think we're a little low on coolant. I'll have to check that. Yeah, the fan kicked right off. Or maybe we had like an air bubble that just burped out. Huh. So always check your vehicles. Keep an eye on them. At least the first couple times you got them idling. I guess always keep an eye on it, really. So I noticed that fan kicked on and then kind of stayed on and went to high. So just pay attention to stuff like that, and you'll save yourself a headache there. Because look at that, fan just kicked off. It's idling fine now. I'll have to check that level when it cools off. But I bet you it had an air bubble in it. Anyway, it's all that good. And just as a kind of resolution to this guy getting warm on my 93 Caravan. I popped the cap off here and it was full. I burped this and I got one bubble out of it, but it's just full. The reservoir's got fluid in it. I want to say the thermostat was being sticky from sitting all winter, and there was an air bubble or whatever. Anyway, I revving it up kind of alleviated that issue. I bet you there was an air bubble in here or something or whatever. Anyway, keep an eye on it, but it wasn't low on coolant by any means. So head gaskets are good.